Welcome back, guys. That is Jackson from Creative Maestro Photography. Today is today. Tomorrow wasn't tomorrow without today. Yesterday became today. So without today, we can't go to tomorrow. So today has to be today. What am I talking about? Well, never mind. Well, hola. Good morning. What to say from wherever in this world. Namaste. Niha. From wherever you're watching me from. Dede Jackson from Creative Maestro Photography now. Team Maestro on YouTube. So today, the topic that we're going to be talking about is how to take better pictures. Maybe you bought yourself the best camera, but whenever you take pictures, it looks like a regular normal picture that somebody is going to take. So today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to take or how to better your photography skills. So without further ado, let's get started. Well, you're going to show me how to take better pictures? Yes, I'm going to show you how to take better pictures. Okay. Slow down. Well, welcome back, guys. So as I said before, I'm going to be teaching you how to take better pictures, tricks and tips on getting sharp, unique, better pictures. And these are just a few that I'm gonna show you. The first tip is one, understanding the basic essentials of photography and videography. That's understanding what aperture, shutter speed, ISO, those elements means, because not understanding those things will not help you to capture the best image from a subject. So please, if you haven't already, I made a video talking about aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. And that was my first video that I made. I'll leave in a link somewhere here, wherever. I'm going to leave a link over there. Please watch it, and that will help you to understand that. Understanding those basics will help you to add these other tips that I'm going to show you to take better pictures. The second tip that I'm going to talk about, or I'm going to give you, is shooting through something, right? Sometimes just go out the odd and do something different. Be creative with your photography. Just letting your subject stand there right in front of the camera and taking it is okay. Sometimes some type of photography requires that to happen, but if you are taking like urban pictures and individual portrait, like senior pictures and those kind of stuff, you have to be creative with that. Be creative with your photography skills. Shooting through something, for example, like stay behind like a table or like a chair, or like a leaf. Shoot through those leaves. Like for example, if you have they have like stuff like these cubes that I got off Amazon. You can buy one of these and you can shoot through them. These things will create depth within your image. Some create like lens flares, rainbows, different events like reflections and stuff in your image, depending on where you position it. That will make your will take your photography skills to the next level. It will differentiate an amateur from a professional photographer. Now the next step that I have is using the correct lens. There are several lenses on the market. There are some that are meant for that are wide enough to capture group pictures. There are some that are have the length is limited to just taking portrait, right? You can't use an 85, even though you can, but it's going to be a hassle for you. For example, if you have an 85 millimeter lens to capture a group of, let's say, 16 people, you will have to stay really far from your subject to be able to get everybody in the frame. But likewise, if you have like a 16 millimeter, that will be wide enough for you to be getting closer to your subject. Creating that connection, being that close to your subject will create that trust. It will be able, you'll be able to, instruct your subject, to give you the best position that you want. But if you are far from your subject, you lose that connection between you, your camera, and your subject. So using the correct type of lens is very important. Most of the time for me, if I'm taking a group picture that have like at least 4 people, I always use at least a 16mm or 24mm. That will help me to capture everybody in the frame. You don't want to use like an 85mm to capture a group of, let's say, 10 people. In that case, you might have to like go back or miss somebody from the shot, crop somebody out from the shot, especially if you're not using a full frame sensor camera, and you are using a crop sensor camera. In that case, the camera cropping that image, you might lose a lot of people from the image. So like I said, use the correct type of lens, and that will help you to capture the best quality image. The next tip that I have for you is using the rule of third. What do I mean by the rule of third? So whenever you're taking an image, right? So let's say that is the screen, okay, that you're about to capture. Your subject is somewhere within the frame, okay. Take it as if you are in a rectangle, okay. They have the first column divided by 3, the first, the second, the third. You can position your person on the first column or the third column, those lines, okay. Position your subject on those columns will add uniqueness to your image. Under the rule of photography, they say that positioning your subject on the lower third, okay, on the third row, where it's more, those images are more pleasant to the human eye. It adds depth, it adds uniqueness, and it adds style to your image. And so that is the next tip that I have for you. The fourth tip that I also have for you is focusing on the eye, okay. That is very important whenever you're taking an image. Please focus on the eye, because if you look at the human face, like I'm going to use myself for example, right? My eye also is in the plane form with my forehead, my jaw, my chin, I don't know, chin, right? Chin, the chin here, whatever that is, right? It's in the in the same plane with that, okay. So let's say if in case you focus on the nose, right? And especially if you use a very wider number of aperture, like an f.4 or an f.8, right? And you focus on the nose, your nose is going to be sharp, and then your subject, the other part of your subject is going to be blurry. And unless maybe you're trying to be creative with that, and the main focus point that you try to direct your audience to is the nose, please focus on the eye, and that will make most part of your subject be in focus or sharp. So that is very important. The next tip that I also have for you is understanding lighting and getting the right lighting. Especially if you shoot in the night or you're taking pictures in the night, light is very limited, okay. Now, how will you be able to get better lighting? One, let's say you have your cell phone, right? You can let your subject hold light their phone, and then position on their face. That will help. One, it will help your camera to be able to focus on your subject, because if the image is dark, or like the place that the scene that you are about to capture is dark, your camera wouldn't be able to focus on anything to be able to capture, okay. So especially if you are using an autofocus system, right? Without light, your subject or your camera wouldn't be able to capture or focus on your subject. So use that, or use a very slower shutter speed or a wider aperture number, like an f 1.2 or 1.4, or those lower shutter speed, right? Being able to use that will allow your camera to allow some amount of more light to get inside your camera, rather than using a very fast shutter speed, like 250 f shutter, right? And to be able to use a very lower shutter speed, you probably might have to use a tripod. Positioning your camera on a tripod will remove that kind of shakiness or blurriness from your image, because everybody's body composition is different. Some people can shoot an image of, let's say, one can shoot at a shutter speed of 80th, and still be able to get at least a decent sharp image. Some people, you have to go to like 160th to be able to get that sharp image, right? If they go below that, they'll have to get either a tripod or a blurry image, choosing between that. So like I said, getting light is very important. Sometimes if you're doing street photography, you can stand in front of like a store, and most stores do have like a light in front of them, or like a street light, or like an ongoing light that is coming. Let your whenever you see the car coming, let your subject position and the reflection from the light will create that brightness within your image, and so people will be able to see that image. Not being able to see an image is worse than even not taking the image at all, because you don't see anything, right? So understanding light is very, very, very important. The next step that I have for you is choosing the right background. Being able to eliminate what is not supposed to be in your image and what is supposed to be in your image is very critical. For example, like if you're taking an image of a model or somebody, right, and some people are positioned like playing on the background, you don't want that to be there, right? So position your person, your subject in a different background or different place will help you to eliminate. Or zooming in or zooming out will be able to, using that trick will be able to eliminate or break whatever you want your audience, or whatever you want to capture, or whatever you want your audience to focus on. Okay, so like that's why people, they have that term photobomb. Somebody photobomb my picture. What does that mean? Because you didn't want that to be in your image, and that thing came in your image, right? So choosing the right background and eliminating what is not supposed to be in that image is very critical. The next one that I have is posing. I know this one I'm probably at forwarding. I really suck at posing people, okay, but I still put it out there. That's a trick that I probably had to learn, and that is learning and being able to pose your subject very well. I don't even know how to say it, but being able to position your subject or your model or your client very well is very important. Like sometimes positioning them well will bring the best in out of them. How will you do that? Sometimes, instead of letting themselves put your hands right on themselves, because sometimes, for me, for example, I'm really shy. I'm really camera shy. If I'm in front of a camera, I'm very shy, and so that could create tension in me, right? So sometimes I'm like that when I'm taking a picture, and that is not an ideal way to take a picture, right? So make your subject feel relaxed. Let them flex themselves, like let them release their hand, their shoulder, instead of like just doing that. Let them release their hand, release their shoulder, and come on a normal plane, feel relaxed, normal plane level to take the picture. Sometimes you can position your subject, especially like we are taking like corporate headshot in those kind of photography areas. You can position your subject on a 45-degree angle, like for example, like something like this, right? So instead of like looking straight up into the camera, you can position the person in a 45-degree angle, and that will will bring that uniqueness within the person. That will make your image look different than the normally regular images that everybody take, like just done like that, okay, like that, okay. Sometimes you can make, because sometimes if you are taking an image for the person, unless it's purposely like that's the way you wanted to take the picture, like letting the person feel bored or feeling intimidated. It's not the right way to go. For example, like if somebody is like that taking an image, that is not an ideal. But letting the person see straightforward, bringing their chest out, chest out like that, will create that kind of uniqueness within the image. It creates confidence for the person, because if you're like this, it means like you're not confident. But like this, nope, nope, don't do that. Yeah, you see what I mean. So that is the next tip that I have for you. And the last but not the least tip that I'll have for you is take your damn time. What the heck are you rushing for? Taking your time to take that image, taking your time to capture the image, regardless of whether you understand all the other tips that the tips and tricks that I've told you. Not taking your time to take that image, you forget about all those things, right? So let's say you know what line it is, you choose the correct camera, you choose the correct lens, you position your subject very well, right? You made them feel relaxed and stuff. But if you are in a rush, okay, you probably might forget something. You might forget, like, eliminating what is not supposed to be in the background, or like you may forget how to use probably the correct aperture, the correct shutter speed, the correct ISO, and that will have that effect within your image. So please take your damn time. Have confidence in yourself. Like I always tell people, creativity, photography is creativity. It's an art, right? Sometimes if you take a picture like this, to me that's what looks good. Maybe to you it sucks, right? Be confident in yourself. Believe in your gut. Like if that's the image that you want, take it. Don't be shy about it. Be confident. If you want to take an image, don't be shy about it. Just stay there, take the picture, and that will create the uniqueness within your images. So these are just the little, a lot of them, but just a few tips that I have for you for today. One, understanding the basic essentials, positioning your or posing your subject very well, understanding the rule of third, shooting through something, choosing the right lengths, using the rule of third, and just the few among the many tricks and tips of learning photography and taking better pictures and taking your photography to the next level. If you have any comment, or if you have any ideas or better ways to take a better picture, please leave in the comment below. This is a community that we are all learning. I'm not perfect, neither probably you are. Or if you are, and you want to share with us, just leave in the comment below, and we'll be glad to learn from you. If you have any questions or anything like that, also leave it in the comment below, and I'll talk about it in my next video. Or if you want me to give you a shout out, just say it. Reach out to me, wherever, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. If you want to contact me, you can contact me through YouTube here. You can leave in a comment here, or you can contact me on Facebook at Creating Maestro Photography, Instagram at Creating Maestro Photography. On YouTube here is Team Maestro. So like I said earlier, today is today. Tomorrow will always be today. Without today, we can never go to tomorrow. Yesterday became today. Okay, so without today, yesterday will remain. So today is today. Make you good use of your time. Okay, have confidence in yourself. But like I always say, keep dreaming, keep thinking, because your next idea will be your greatest idea. See you. Peace. See you. Yeah.